is episode 83 of Noodle Time. Welcome back. Here with me is the newest member of the Yuki Fan Club, OSG. How's it going, sir?
God, are you talking to yourself? am I
You
the
gotta
newest
join now.
member? I mean,
Yeah, you have no choice.
I feel like she's gonna start, so I guess we better jump on board now. All right, let's go.
They have more strikers than the Dynamo even. Like, we should
Yeah,
borrow some from them, you know? Like,
for real. You're not kidding. I mean, you're not kidding. A little Avery Patterson can even play for the Dynamo right now, I think.
Yep. Oh, man, this was a bad week. And obviously no Dynamo game or any games, like, outside of the week. Because obviously we just played the first leg of the round 16 of the Concacaf Champions Cup, which we're gonna get to first. Well, we were pretty emotional, and it was pretty bad. So, but I'll save it for that one. But well, yeah, this weekend overall, outside of that I and all that, just a lot of European soccer, particularly Real Madrid, like widening the gap in the standings in La Liga. So there's that, and
Yeah.
and the Premier League, man. Tell me about it.
Yeah, bro. I mean, it was 1-1. So now it's a 1 point separation between three teams. Arsenal and Liverpool with 64, City with 63. And 10 games to go in the season. So the race is on. And it's between those three. And we got FA Cup coming up and international break coming up. So Premier League doesn't start back up until the 31st, until Easter weekend. So y'all calm down on Premier League. You got 3 weeks until the season starts back up again, and that's when Arsenal and City play, which is going to be huge and could separate, or a tie would just be like, okay, let's go. We're going to fight all the way to the end, to the last game. So very interesting, very excited. I tried to watch every friggin' moment of it, but somebody within our crew was just a little talkative, but it was all right. So go City. We'll see. We're still gonna win the title.
I mean, as a neutral, this is great because it's gonna be entertaining for like the next 6 or 7 weeks, unless one of those three teams like widens the gap. But that remains to be seen. I particularly enjoy the season because I don't follow like any of those teams specifically, or like really into like the top six teams there. So
Yeah.
it's fun. Like, as long as it's fun soccer, there's fun for everyone. So I'm okay with that.
Now's the time to watch the Premier League. If you don't, the last 10 weeks is
Yeah.
going to be crazy with this title race between three teams, 1 point difference between three teams. Which, you do the math. There's two teams tied, and there's one team 1 point below. So have fun, dude. Jesus Christ, it's going to be a crazy season. And like I said, they still play each other, and they have formidable schedules where they should all be winning. And so it'll come down to the friggin' end, like a playoff system. And finally, we're gonna have one of those on the last day, where it may come down to the last day to celebrate a champion. And I'm okay with that if City does not come out on top. If it's somebody else that wins on the last friggin' day, which sometimes makes it harder. Depends on what happens. But you know what? We're still gonna win that title. So watch out. Behave yourselves.
And yeah, and that's gonna be enough of that type of football. We're gonna get
Yeah.
into our soccer,
Yeah.
and this episode we are gonna focus a little bit more on the Dash and Dynamo 2 because their openings are coming up this week, and it's gonna get insane from here in terms of like the amount of soccer we get. So I'm looking forward to that. We're finally back on that grind. So we're gonna be discussing Dash preseason. Dynamo 2 preseason hasn't had like a lot of developments. Like, we only know like the preseason schedule and not much about the roster, but we'll get into that later on. But first, of course, we're gonna get into the conversation for the Concacaf Champions Cup for Dynamo, and get ready because we're not happy and on purple. That's all I'm gonna say. So here it goes.
Oh, in per.
Alrighty, guys, we just came off the 1-0 loss at home against the Columbus Crew for the first leg of the Concacaf Champions Cup round of 16. Well,
No way. Tell us
the only,
about it, bro. How do you feel about it? Let us feel your energy. What's going on? 1-0 loss. You said it. Say it. Let me hear it. I
No.
want to feel it. Don't cry, bro. It's okay. I saw you wipe. I saw you wipe a tear right there.
Well, pretty
But
much.
really, tell me.
Okay, like this game, this probably one of the worst games I've seen from Houston, probably since one of the very few ones we had last year, and this game was all Columbus. We This game could have easily ended like 4-0 or 5-0, and we escaped so many dangerous opportunities in so many occasions here, and we're lucky to come up with like 1-0 loss here, and just his performance overall by Houston was extremely bad. You're not supposed to leave the opponent to run around your field like that, and honestly, like understandably, we have issues with injuries, issues with the roster, but at the same time, we're supposed to have a plan for this. We're playing one of the best teams in the league, but still, like they're coming with rotations. They're coming with a new game plan for us on the road in the first leg to try and make a statement, and they're coming off. They're gonna go off the second leg with an away goal, and that's horrible for us. And we have a bye week, cool, but the way we're shaped up right now, like it's not looking convincing, especially to like get a result in the second leg. So
Yeah,
like
well, I mean,
it's very disappointing
where,
result.
where's the goal? Where's the goal coming from up top? You know, Siegel getting the 90 minutes he's gotten 2 times in a row now doesn't look well. I say 90. The starts doesn't really look dangerous at all at any moment during the game where he's. I mean, you can see where he's making an effort, but he's not one of those. He's just dangerous or anything like that. Ali is still more dangerous, but he's out on the wing, so whatever. But all right, but well, and
No,
then you
and
see
replacing Brad Smith with Ali just isn't convincing either. Like even towards
no.
the at the end of the game, we're trying to get a goal and put and like get something out of the first leg, and really it just felt like, especially like they had something going. Obviously, the momentum was kind of like really weird, especially since like coming up to the first half, Columbus had all the momentum going for themselves, and they Houston got a couple of chances going, like not clear ones, but it was pretty obvious that they were working on something, building up towards something, and given that Barlow's goal was disallowed, which I feel like should have been disallowed, but still, like there weren't enough chances created against this team, and it's real disappointing. And just the fact that we are in the position that we're at right now, to start of the year, it's not looking good. And for me, it's it's like as each day goes by, like for me, it's not just like an issue involving Hector Herrera. Like he's definitely MVP last year, and I feel like his presence on the team is extremely important. But at the same time, there's so much he can do, and the team has to has to like really like expand those options. I have more players take his role, like something that I said earlier in the season, because Hector isn't gonna be there forever, and people have to take those responsibilities. Like obviously that has to do something with getting those reinforcements at this point, but right now those reinforcements are coming in, so they have to do something. And this team, the way it looks, it's not looking good.
Well, and I think it's just one solution. There needs to be a striker. And Pat mentioned Sebas is 4 weeks away from returning. And is that 4 weeks from being 90 minutes ready? Is that 4 minutes from getting his first game back? So he's skeptical to go out and bring somebody in that's going to take away from what's already there at the same time. But this is one of those, like, I mean, just bring the guy in, and like, and Sebas is there. You don't know if Sebas is going to produce or anything. You got this guy back up in the waiting on the roster instead of trying to find somebody at the last second or in the summer, and then just like they're just trying to figure out where it's going to come from, and then build your way back up into the standings, which will be a long haul. Thankfully, there's a lot of parity in the league, so shouldn't be too far behind. But yeah, it's not a good place to be, and a good ladder that anybody wants to have to climb. So what do you do? But I say go get even they're not going to bring nobody in that's going to like thread the needle or whatever. Just bring somebody in, a striker, maybe with a little more experience, with some more
Yeah.
starts at striker. Siegel, we still got to build him up. Like I said, he didn't look dangerous at all. Didn't make any moments at all. When he looks better coming off the bench right now, man, it's where he belongs. He's still young, and that's why the New York said he looks great. He needs more minutes, but get more minutes partially. Unfortunately, Leo misses his opportunity, so he doesn't look like a good striker. He just looks like a good winger when you give him all the space to run. Of course, anybody gets space looks good. Fafa does super highlights of himself every week, and it's just him running into space. Slow feet don't eat; they just touch the grass. but
And
yeah,
Aliyu is a great winger. The problem is that we have no one to like pair up with him up top, and you see you see the game already, and like he's just running up, and like tops is only like one or two of our players just keeping up with him, and it pretty much just eliminates those options for him to like try to like open up and create more opportunities. And you see Columbus here, they just like whenever they're like on our defensive half, like there's like five players already up top waiting for the ball, and this is more so because of like the way Columbus played. They're like I said, they're a great team, but just like leaving those options all wide open and pretty much just giving like countless opportunities for them to score throughout the game is not ideal, and it's something they have to sort out. Like I don't know how they're gonna do it in a second. I don't know.
it'll be different. It'll be a week away. Wilfred Nancy, though, is still a good coach, so that's going to be troublesome just beside the Columbus players. They'll be at home. They'll be in front of their fans. Thankfully, they play this weekend. We don't, so we'll be fresh. We can play whoever the hell we want to play if we want to survive in CCC. I don't feel like the team, not the team, but the front office wants to survive or cares if, or not say wants to survive, cares if they survive. If they're knocked out, woo, oh well. So be it. Now we got Open Cup and Leagues Cup coming. We're still busy. So, uh, who wants to go play in Saudi Arabia in the Club World Cup? But let's look at it this way. Because when I saw the lineup, I was thinking like, oh man, my projection was Seba on the left, Aliyu up top, and Basi on the right to start, and then Siegel would come in later because Aliyu is pretty obvious that he still can't play 90 minutes. I don't blame him. He gasses out. He runs a lot, and he's just not a 90-minute guy. So I was like, that's what I was looking for, and I was very interested to see how that would play out, and I still very am. It happened tonight, but I think it was a little too late. Liu was already tired, and it looked like they left him on the far left and put Saba and Basi kind of playing those double cams right there, which was weird. So I'd rather them split than them border Liu, and let's see what Liu can do in the middle with those two around them side until the real lineup comes back to form.
Yeah, I was just thinking pretty much how this roster is supposed to like come out of this one. Like you can definitely try newer things, but we still have to see how it's gonna do. And I think like I believe they have to do something like way new, like in the second leg to do something. And the silver lining, look, you get an away goal or two, it's gonna help you a lot. But that's the thing, you have to score two goals away from home to make it happen. And
Yeah,
you have
that's
some of the
hard.
pieces, but like at the same time, like we're just building up. Like we're just getting goals like out of random opportunities, and I guess at least it's not clear. But like, can they do it? Sure, but we still have to see it. Like we've already seen the goals this year, but at the same
Sure,
time, like it's still
sure, but
early in the
what?
year
Sure,
with the roster look like. Yeah,
sure, but what? Sure, but what?
like the way like with all the things going on our roster, like they have like something going for themselves, but at the same time, uh,
Sure,
like that
but
didn't kill us
what?
this time. But at the same time,
Sure, but
we could have
what?
tied this game.
Again, 3 games now. 3
Yep.
games now offside has come into play against us. One time it came into play for us today as well. So Jesus friggin' Christ, and that's a debatable debacle because watching it on FS2, I watched it on FS2, so the replays on there, they couldn't freeze it properly, so it was hard to tell. It was he barely, and then they froze it properly with the Columbus. They looked like they were off, so it looked like Escobar was kind of leaning a little bit, but that one was hard to tell, and it wasn't frozen properly. So what the WTF? It took them 20 years. If it takes them 20 years, then you need to let the referee go to the TV and let him look at it himself and let him make a damn decision if you can't figure out the friggin' line. If it takes that long, to freeze the friggin' cam and draw friggin' 2 lines, a red and a blue one. Oh Jesus Christ! I could do it on my damn phone, my tablet. Anybody got a 4-year-old in the other room? VAR acceptable. God dang, crazy.
And
But
nobody goes to the booth anymore for some reason. Like they just listen to the assistants in the booth, and they're like,
yeah,
"Yeah, man, it's
we trust
it's
each other. We
it was
work
the
with each
it's
other.
look
Yeah.
it's the opposite of what you see on the field. Okay, so go for it. Trust me, bro. And I
I
don't know what to think there,
I
but
just
yeah,
watched it replay 32 times. Like Jesus Christ, bro. That's just friggin' nuts, man. Nuts. And oh well. And prior to the game, there was a live bet sidebar, one of those whatever they call them, uh, game bets or whatever. God, I can't even remember what they're called now. But anyways, it was like to Esquire to get a yellow card during the game. It would have cost you like $3 to get like $1.25 return. Of course, you would have made your $3 back plus the $1.25. But I was like, dang, dude, they're expecting me to get a yellow card, and I was expecting to get a yellow card, and he didn't get a yellow card. And he started too, which I did expect that for him to start. But where was the yellow card? So he calmed down because in this competition, 2 yellow cards equals a suspension. So he better calm down because he's already got one. Whew.
oh yeah, and man, I, just to go back to that second, like they're gonna have to do something interesting here, like to get something. Like they have to look for something we're not aware of, something they haven't tried yet, because the way they're set up right now, I don't feel like they can get the result in Columbus. But I mean, anything can happen at this point.
All right, so now the next thing, obviously, being beginning the game, Clark makes a super save, keeps it 0-0, but then Eric is working a little bit too hard and gets hurt, pulls up with a little injury. Is it a hamstring? Is it just tightness? Is it what? It looks like he was okay, and then all of a sudden he decides to be subbed out, or they decide to take him out, and Bartlow comes in. If this is let's not say long term, is this game to game? Or are you good with Bartlow being in that starting position with Mikel?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Me too. Nice answer. Quick
Like
and easy.
Barlow, without question, like he's still like the player that he was last year,
Yeah,
and he's definitely a starter, 100%.
yeah. He deserves it, and I'm okay with him. Anytime he can get some extra time, man. So it's friggin' awesome. We did have a couple moments during the game to score some goals ourselves. So you're like 4-0, 5-0, or maybe 4-2, 5-2, 5-3, 4-3. It could have been one of those games because you had those moments where the keeper had to make a save. Siegel was saved where Coco was just looking pretty good with some of those passes, but at the same time, he's making a lot of mistakes. So Coco was kind of 50-50 today. But, and then, oh, God, in the first half, 37th minute, tell me what you were thinking when you came out the goal. Did you smoke a fucking rock before you came out in the field to try to I don't know what you're doing, Clark. Sorry, excuse
Yep.
me. Yeah, what were you doing, Clark? To answer, Clark.
Nobody knows. He was too far. Like I was surprised at the fact that he was like that far because Columbus were just setting up the counter every single time in the
Yeah,
first half, and they caught the Dynamo off guard a couple of times already, and he was gonna get beat. They just missed like wide, out of nowhere. Like the goal was wide open. That was a goal for them, and
So, and he
I don't know what Clark was
misjudged it,
doing.
man. That ball was curving away, and I think he thought it was going to be more of a straight shot, and it was just too late to back out. But I mean, the ball was going away from goal regardless, even if it was like, dude, what are you doing? You don't come out that far, and your defenders
Yep.
are running back too. Let them do that, and then yeah, and then okay, so now you're out there, you make the mistake, and then he decides to dive, and there would have either would a yellow or a red either would have happened if he would have made contact. But I just would have been like, stand up the dude and just be a freaking a one man wall, and stand there and force the miss instead of an open goal. Thankfully, this guy just missed it and he curved it out of bounds and he just missed targeted. Period. But come on, dude. Clark, you're 30,000 years old. Make better choices, bro. Like, we rely on you too much. You make too many great saves, and then to go out and do a blunder like that, I lost my mind on that one right there. Especially whenever the TV, I'm not at the game, obviously. The TV scrolled over, and then here comes Clark. I'm like, what? Whoa, whoa, stop!
Yep.
Too late.
Yep.
Oh shit, he slid. Oh fuck! Yes, yes. Okay, next. But I mean, they say like shit. I think there was 4 great moments that the Dynamo could have scored. I don't know if you're going to call
Yep.
them. Yeah, you might call them big chances in the game, or uh, it was saved by the keeper. Yeah, yeah, bro. There was 4 of them. Yeah, Dorsey shots blocked, Bossy shot blocked at the end of the half, right there. You know, the earlier the Siegel save. So those are good opportunities. I would call them. You know, then oh man, Barlow's standing up. He's always a brick wall when teams are taking a shot. And you look at it, oh shit, this is a goal. Boom, Barlow blocks it. It looked like Clark would have made that save tonight, but he ended up not. I mean, because Barlow was in the way. And then this just a stupid offsides. And then, god dang. But, bro, I notated in the 67th minute, Christian Ramirez subbed in. I was like, okay, here we go. Christian Ramirez
Yep. Here it comes. Yep.
return to Houston. And as I was making more notes, 73rd minute, Ramirez forgets how to walk. Enter. Ramirez is himself again. 1 minute later, I like shit, and then it was VAR. VAR took took it away again, and then as so y'all, we don't have any. I'm not worried about it. It was 96 minute, and I called it luck the fuck. Luck the 96 minute, and you just felt it coming. You just felt it coming. I don't know where your thoughts were, where your mind was in the 96 minute. You tell me, man. Where
Yeah.
were they?
They had
Where
one
were they
job,
at?
and that was to. They had one job, and that was to close the game scoreless, and they just fell flat. Like when it mattered the most. Like it was a free kick sequence. They got the ball in. It looked like Coco got a touch of that to get to deflect to the goal, and like it sucks. It's unlucky, but at the same time,
Yeah,
like that's the biggest moment of the game right there, and you just gave an away goal to Columbus, and it's now you have to get a result Columbus if you hope to get back into the series, and it's not ideal, no.
yeah. You have to win 2-0 now in Columbus. Minimal,
Yeah,
minimal. Ooh, hard task ahead. But I'm with the front office myself. Who cares? Nah, I mean CCC whatever. At the point at the state of the team right now, let's just bow out of this tournament, just be with it, and get a couple of Wednesday off in there that we're going to need when it comes into the long run with the injuries that we already have now, and trying to keep from earning more injuries. So, not going to hurt my feelings. It'd be nice to be competitive in Columbus and at least fight and you know and just draw or even win and just come out short or whatever. I don't care. It whatever. Let's that's a hard one, but yeah. Uh, I'm going to be able to sleep tonight. And it's not a bad that the loss ain't going to kill me. CCC, I'm already kind of done with myself. So I think they are too, but I don't know. It is what it
They'll have
is.
to fight in Columbus. I don't. I definitely see the positives if they just like adjust or save players for league play, but they're gonna have to fight in Columbus now. Like they brought it to themselves. Obviously, not everything is their fault because some of the players are missing, but at the same time, it's just that what are you gonna do now? Like you still have a shot of making it. Like there's it's not like a massive amount to climb, but at the same time, you have to fight for that type of result. Like you only have to score one goal to tie the series and try to avoid like try the floodgates from opening Columbus, but it's just up to them now. I never want Houston to like lose any games or any series. That's that's just that's just my the way I just see it, and yeah, you just have to go for it.
Well, and there was something else. You said we didn't want Smith for Aliu at that point, and I didn't want to either. But then, like, what do you do, and who do you go with? And at that point, I would have been like, okay, here's stubborn Ben making the Brad Smith substitution. You have an opportunity. Use one of those kids that are sitting on your bench, and see what that little spark. If there's a little spark there coming off the bench in this moment, CCC at home in front of 4,000 fans, that's probably too many. Maybe 3,200, 1,600, 800. But let throw one of those kids, a Norse, Scylla, one of those two. I forget which one's the striker. Maybe it's Scylla. Like throw him in there, bro. Give him the opportunity, and that's also something you can do in Leg Two, because like I said, I don't think there's going to take too much into this game, and it's going to be too hard to actually, the result you're going to need to actually get past Columbus just because of this stupid away goal. I'm not going to call it that stupid, but because of the away goal, and then you have a league match coming up, and that's more the focus already. That's been said. Uh, Rotate this lineup and use some of those kids and give them the opportunity. Uh, Maybe they're early substitutions in the second half if you want to try to stick with your regular lineup because you're a little more stubborn, and or maybe you do really want to try to win. You always want to win a game, but yeah, if you're like trying to win and trying to advance, then I don't know, man. I forget this. Forget CCC. Use the kids, and play those ones that you got on your roster right there. Scylla, Adore, Sargent sitting on the bench, not even warming up with the team half the time, and he's a left back that could play. I wouldn't have mind seeing him sub. Even Dorsey come out today and Sargent go to the left, Escobar go to the right, and play with that, or even Dorsey come out and Sargent stay on the right. It's options, Ben. Just use them, bro. You're not going to see what they can do until you use them. Practice is different from play. Just-
He'll have to use them. Like it's you have to rotate players.
yeah,
They're gonna have to play at some point.
yeah. At some point, find out what they can do. What they can do. Yeah, but that's enough of my rant for this friggin' Dynamo 1-0 loss and blah blah blah. So yeah, like you said, we're lucky we're off this weekend, so we get to rest. We get to move on to uh, Columbus away 5 o'clock on Tuesday. So make sure you're home in time. Getting off work on Tuesday, plan ahead, go in early, take an hour off early, and put your PTO in for an hour. I don't freaking care how you do it, but you better get home and get early. This one will be on FS1 this time instead of FS2. So have a good time, have fun, watch the game, enjoy it away. We'll see what we can do, and just watch the players and see what kind of talent you can get out of them, and just see what can happen from that. Don't expect a win or a good result. Just look and just be a scout and root for your team. And hopefully we'll
Yeah,
be in orange. I forget what Columbus wears on the away, but hopefully they'll be white and we can wear our orange away this time because we're 0 for perp.
yeah. I think they're back to mustards. Oh wait, or black. So,
Is it gonna be black?
but yeah,
Then yeah, then we can wear our oranges then. Yeah, we'll wear orange away then. So yeah, so that just proves that I don't know if that proves, but I think that does prove that the away team does get to choose what jersey they want to wear for their game, and then the home team has to counter as long as it doesn't conflict, obviously.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, I am. We'll see what happens next Tuesday. But for now, let's get back into the episode because I'm tired, man.
Yeah, man, we gotta rest up, and we'll see you on Sunday to talk a little bit of obviously tonight's right after the game. We'll see you on Sunday, and we'll talk a little bit of Dash and see if we can get into some preseason talk. Not some preseason. Sorry, the end of preseason talk, and see what we can work out. We might have a little guest come on, so we'll figure it out. But I guess we'll from this episode, we'll see you on Sunday, which will be 3 seconds from when Foxtrot decides to close this part out.
Alright, guys, so it's time to get happy again. Let's talk about the Dash. So, we did talk about the Dash preseason for the past few episodes now. We haven't been able to get a lot of results from the preseason games because most of those have been played behind closed doors and not a lot of information has been made available for media, at least. And the final roster hasn't been announced yet. Well, it's going to be announced at some point over the next few days since the season is about to kick off next weekend or this weekend as we record the episode right now, the Sunday before that. And yeah, I still have a lot of questions. Obviously, the main one being that I haven't been able to see the team, so I don't know how it's gonna look like. I can definitely assume things because of the way Fran Alonso has been playing back in Europe, but then again, I don't know if it's still gonna be the same or there's gonna be adjustments to that. But before we start, like I don't know if you have like any opening remarks on OSG because I have like a lot of questions.
Well, no, let's get this started. And your first question was Franz Alonso and the style. So, like you said, there's not a lot of there's not a lot of information out there. I was only able to attend one open door session. Obviously, they've been in California for the last two preseason games. They're now back in Houston and ready to train for opening day in North Carolina. But during the training session, I did see what a difference the style was already going to make a difference, and that was with missing all the Gold Cup players that the Dash had playing off with their international teams. So it was there was a lot of players missing, and right now Deanna Ordonez and Maria Sanchez are the two that are returning back to camp right now, back to camp, back to the team right now, and have missed a lot of time with Franz Alonso, if they even had any time with the head coach, because he was late to the team as well because of visas. He was talking and trying to coach his coaching staff on how to set up the style, but he couldn't get here quick enough, and then the Gold Cup started, so players were with their international teams. So there's going to be there might be a slow start to the season, as we said in the last episode as well. There's going to be a slow start to the season. You're not going to expect Sanchez and Ordonez to be starters coming out the gate on game one. I'd be surprised if they were, to tell you the truth. So it's interesting, but I'm ready for the season to start, and I'm ready to get into Dashtopia, and hopefully it won't suck like last season.
Better not, because
No.
I'll be very upset. and yeah, we're still waiting on that roster, like I mentioned before. The current roster of 32 players for the preseason is gonna get cut down to, I think it was 23, probably less than that, and we're gonna have to wait for that update over the next few days. And
Yeah.
another couple things that were on the news that haven't been announced by the club yet are the one of the incoming players from Sweden, Ellen Rubinson, the 30-year-old midfielder from BK Haken back in Sweden, and that remains to be seen. That hasn't been officially announced yet. And also the news from the Dash technical director Pablo Piñones Arce, also reported by Theolo Hughes, fellow friend of Noodle Time,
Yeah.
as always.
Yeah.
He currently he's the head coach of Hammarby back in Sweden as well. and that hasn't been announced yet. So we're just waiting word on that. And look, like we mentioned this before, like whenever we covered the news, and this is big for the club. Bringing in a technical director to accompany Alex Singer to establish a long term project and making sure the team is performing above expectations already, because this is what they need right now. Also, obviously coming out of last year, it's big, and also Ellen Rubinson, going back to her, she's gonna she's definitely gonna be like a that veteran person in the midfield, which we're gonna need.
So there's something I do want to bring up here, and as we're talking about the Dash, it's opening the week of opening weekend for NWSL. They got the NWSL Challenge Cup matchup between last year's Shield winner and last year's Cup winner, starting off on Friday night on Amazon Prime. And then so as we go into this little, before we finish out the Dash, I'm going to give y'all run through where you can watch NWSL this season, because it's all over the friggin' place now this
Yep.
season,
Yeah.
which is a bonus. Just make sure you have it. I had to do some downloading tonight myself to make sure, because the first game for the Dasher is on NWSL Plus. But yeah, bro, I mean, this is going to be a fun season for the NWSL with the two extra teams, 14 teams. Everybody's got new uniforms, reunited. But so the roster you talked about, and we don't know what it is and what it's going to look like yet. So there was. Let's go back to last season's final game and the roster that we use. And this was granted still Ordonez wasn't starting for some reason, even with Sarah Loudon. So Ordonez was not in the starting lineup. So you had Alves. I expect Andressa to still start no matter what. You had Sanchez. I expect Sanchez to start. Vigiano's out. Schmidt's going to be good in the midfield. Didasco's out. Katie Lynn, I expect her to be in the middle. Jacobs, yep, Puttingham. So Jacobs, Katie Lynn, Puttingham, I expect to be our back three. And then you're going to have Campbell in the back, of course. So there's going to be two. And don't forget about Prince and Alozi. You still got, you still. So what are we going to. It's going to be a little bit of the rookies are going to get some opportunity to play. It's not a whole lot of turnover, but there's a lot of youth in the depth. And it will be a completely different style of play. Back to maybe where more of the previous season with the three coaches we had. So there's still hope and there's still optimism if the attack can get back to the way it used to be. And still be a defensive team just because that's how good they are. So it's curious, man. So I don't know. So what you seeing, what we finished with last year to what we're looking like this year, are you at least you're like it's kind of the same, but did it improve? Did it stay the same? Did it where you at right here?
Well, as long as we have enough attackers, we should be getting a lot of goals, right? And that's the thing that was missing last year.
Drafted 13
And
forwards.
right, and so a lot of goals should be fun, but obviously with that, those goals can win games, but ultimately it's gonna go back to defense to go deep in the season. And I feel like this season's gonna be like a high bar for them compared to last year, because they were the best defensive team in the league and they still missed the playoffs, which definitely sucks. But now it's gotta be the time for them to one up themselves, particularly because we did lose Didasco and a few pieces that were part of that success defensively. Offensively, I do. One of the things that you mentioned about bringing in young talent, or at least the team trending into that way, or trying to like get more young faces involved in the team. I do appreciate that, and obviously and like I said previously, I'm the captain of Team Yuki, but I'm also captain of Team Barb. So you cannot take that away from me. So I'm looking forward to this season, and also for all the draft picks and potentially the the non roster invitees are in the preseason camp right now to see if they get a shot.
So with Fran, we're kind of feeling like he's going to run a 3-4-3 or a 3-5-2 per se. Is the formation we're yet to see, so we'll have to wait until we play North Carolina this week. But I feel like Yuki is gonna, the way she's been playing this off season, she has been playing very well and getting very involved with the team. I think she's gonna be she's gonna be played forward, so it's gonna be kind of hard for her to say she's gonna be a friggin' starter. She might start game one just because Ordonez and Sanchez may not be able to start just because they don't understand the style of play that Fran has been teaching the girls while they've been off with Mexico. So there could be some opportunity there for her to get a start. But I think she'll be an important piece, and she looks very well. She's going to come off the bench and score some freaking goals. And I think we talked about this too in her previous episode. She's going to come off the bench and have some golazos because she's just too smart. She knows what she's doing. She's still athletic. She's one of those. She's 42, but she probably plays like she's 30 still, and 30 sounds old. So maybe she's playing like she's 25 still, which is just friggin' fantastic. And she's going to be an important piece of the team and a leader to the team to help Campbell, who Campbell is going to be in the goal as the captain, and Schmidt right there in the middle of the field. Who Schmidt now is going to look great, y'all. Y'all watch, look great. She's not playing international play no more. And the way Fran plays, it's not so much up the middle anymore. So it alleviates her from being so gassed out and doing so much work. She becomes a better player. So y'all look out for Sophie Smith this year. She may take off, and it's going to help this Dash team elevate to the next level. And that's what I'm looking forward to. Just, can we elevate, and can the girls believe in the system? I think they can. It'll be interesting against North Carolina. And I've got some tidbits on North Carolina, but I don't know if you wanted to comment on that real quick.
Yeah, that game specifically, I feel it's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be like a crazy one like last year. The last time we went to play a Croatia, whether in Raleigh, and I think this one's gonna be no different to that. I feel like that's gonna be a game where both teams are gonna be experimenting. Obviously, being the first game of the year, and a big test for the Dash because it's the first game on the road. And typically, the Dash are pretty strong on the road coming out of last year, but still, this is a new team with a new head coach with a new game plan, and yeah, like that's what I'm looking forward to specifically because it's gonna be a long season, and like Fran Alonso is gonna have to establish that project from day one.
Yeah, and I'm very interested. And like I said, if you're listening to the show or follow the show, we're gonna deep dive into the style of play Franz Alonso brings to the team and how they play, and we'll get very specific. And we'll obviously, if you listened before, we'll let them know if we don't like what they're doing.
Right.
Sorry, coach.
I hope not, but if it happens,
Yeah.
we'll have to. Yeah.
Yeah. We keep it real. Sam Lady, if he listened to the show, he had to hear it, and he probably did not like listening to the show. Let's say if he listened to the show, so right now, Fraud probably enjoys listening to the show as we talk about the Dash because right now it's been nothing but positives with him. So, and we like his motivation, his energy he brings to the team, and I think the girls can relate. And it's a coach friendly. Player friendly status with the coach. So I look forward to what we can do this season with him, And do you want to watch the Dash play this season? If you can't attend all the games, I hope you can attend the home games because, attendance is always kind of low. But, when they're on the road, it's a little different this year. It's not on just Paramount Plus this year. You're going to have a lot of places to watch it. So there's going to be a Friday night game, it sounds like, from every weekend. And that's going to be on Amazon Prime. And obviously to start off the season will be the Cup game. So start off with Prime. And then Saturday night double headers are airing at 7:30 and 10 o'clock Eastern. So 6:30 and 9 are on Ion. On Ion. So, and if you go to the NWSL website, there's a link. This is how to watch NWSL in 2024, and it says how to watch this. Click here, and there's a link to it. So as you're listening, and you're like, I can't find this. I don't have this. I don't know where this is. Just go click here, and you might have it, and you'll be able to watch it. So just quick Ryan, just give it a try. There's CBS still, Paramount Plus as well will still have games. ESPN now as well will have games. So ESPN, ESPN2, which will stream on ESPN Plus, looks very favorable for the teams. And then NWSL Plus. And I already had to download that one because the Dash first game against North Carolina in North Carolina is on the NWSL Plus app, which will be in my phone. So I'll take it from my phone and just do a Kamehameha over to the TV and just throw it up there and watch it on the big screen. And then have Dynamo over here on the side when they start at 7:30. So I'm ready for the season to start. I'm very interested and very curious as to what we can do. We got a week left. I want to hear what the coaches got to say before the actual first game, and where his feelings are and how he feels like where the team is. I know I already kind of know what he's going to say. The team's not ready. The team's got still more to do, but we're going to go out there. We're going to do our best. So we'll see what they can do against North Carolina. Third place last year. North Carolina finished in the standings, so it is a tough team. Granted, there's a lot of parity in the season. Ordonez going back to the team that traded her. She's going to have motivation to play, so hopefully when she come off the bench, it'll take her 1 minute to score and put this game away, and we can come off with a dub, and it'd be a Dash dub.
Yeah, just going back to what OSG mentioned about where to watch the games, it's all over the place, and obviously we're gonna give like updates as to where to watch in every episode, so keep an eye on that. But like the easiest way, like he said, is the NWSL website, because there's a lot of services now. It's not just Paramount Plus anymore, so keep an eye on that. At least NWSL Plus is free. You do need a subscription for Amazon and Ion and other services potentially, but most of the Dash games this season are going to be on NWSL Plus, so keep an eye on that. And I feel before closing,
Well, as you mentioned, the Hustletown Roundup was posted today. Today being Sunday as we recorded, the Hustletown Roundup was posted today, and that's when we remind you of what the schedule is each week, and say, hey, these are who's playing and what time their games are and when their games are and all this good stuff. So as you may go see, Noodle Tempio posted the edit that said who's playing when, and if you look below in the comments, it tells you. We went through each game and posted when they're playing, where they're playing, what time they're playing, what channel it's going to be on, and if you want to get tickets, no, there's not a link. It's telling you to go get tickets. You should know where to get the tickets. I shouldn't have to give you the damn link, but the Dash and Dynamo can give you the link if you really need it that bad. But go to the damn games, man. Go to the damn games. But yeah, check out Noodle Tempio on Twitter, and you just keep up or listen to the show. Or, like I said, NWSL website if you want to be the party pooper. No, I'm just kidding.
And just before we move on to the next topic, I feel like we should just give our expectations now for the season. And the one thing I know for a fact is that this is going to be the make or break season for Alex Singer, because it's been a long time, and should she get like some sort of break for bringing Fran Alonso to an extent, yes, but at the same time we have to see progress already, because it's last year pretty much killed all the momentum from the year before, and something has to change. So Alex Singer is going to have a lot of questions to answer this year, and obviously she's providing work, as I mentioned before, filling in new roles, particularly the new technical director position, which has to be announced yet. But she's gonna have to produce a lot of results this year.
Do you give her a break? You can't answer that question yet. You run into the season, and you find out what Fran Alonso does with the team and where he puts the team in the standings and how productive they are and how competitive they are, and what changes are made during the season to improve that team and to fill the gaps and the necessities that belong. Then that's when you can judge Alex Singer. You can't judge her right now, but yes, you can say, hey, she's on the hot seat, which I do agree. She is on the hot seat, and she hasn't had much time, and this is a new position to her. So we wish her a lot of luck, and she's been doing okay. Just can the team put it together and play correctly? I support the hire of this coach. To reiterate that, I know Foxtrot does as well. Support the hire of this coach. He feels like a coach that fits the system that we want to run and that we're going to enjoy running. And I think that fits the players that are already here, and he can mold around that and play them the way he wants to. The rookies will be a big play this season, so depth is going to be huge, which is huge as to becoming a champion. If you don't have the depth, you're not going to win a title. You're going to fall off, and you're going to fall off late, or you'll fall off in the playoffs just because you limped in. So, yes, Alex Singer is on the hot seat, but I need to wait to see what this season's doing. If it turns out into a season like Sam Lady, then yes, it won't be the end of the season when we say, hey, okay, sorry, Fron, maybe you can stay, but Alex, you need to go. And we need somebody else out there that's going to pull a better trigger than what she's been pulling right now. I'm still kind of mixed right now she's been making moves. She's been trying. Are they the best of moves? We'll see. But like I said, end of season, bro. End of season.
And the season we'll see for sure. But for now, guys, buy your ticket for the home opener on March 23. I'll be there. Archie's gonna be there. Everyone should be there because we gotta support the ladies.
And if you tag OSG on Twitter and tell me you're going to be at that game, the Dash game on March 23rd, the home opener at 7:30 or whatever the hell it is,
yep.
I'll come interview you and ask you your thoughts on this game and make sure that it makes the show. So tag me, let me know. And maybe do the same for Fox, and maybe he'll come see you. But tag me for sure. Yep. I'll come interview. I'll come find you. I'll come to your seat and I'll interview you, and I'll make sure you're on the show and whatever. You know, it's fun because I want to go into the stands and I want to look for the fans and I want to be involved with the fans. I'm going to go see Bio City Republic and get some of them for some interviews and hear Jake scream into the microphone. But I also want to get some of y'all that are out there just in the stadium who are not affiliated with anybody, who might just be listening to the show, and get your comments and what you think about the team and how they're doing thus far, depending on which game it is that I run into you. And it's good 30 seconds, so say hi, let me know, I'll come find you, and we'll do this.
But yeah, guys, be there, because we'll be there, so you better be there. And I'm looking forward to the season.
DTFO.
So hi.
Find out the new hashtag.
Yep. Until then, I'll say, but it's still gotta be DTFO forever. Yeah.
Yeah. Forever. All right. Yeah. I think we should move on. That was a good 27 minutes. So let's move on, bro, and get into the next thing. Because, geez, as people know who listen to Noodle Time, we've got all three teams to talk about again every friggin' weekend. So, bro, all right, let's just get into those, because I feel like this preseason might take as long as Dash, but we'll see. We'll try to minimize it.
Oh yeah. The one thing about Dynamo 2, it's that it's more tricky than a Dash in terms of getting news for the preseason, and that's because we don't have a preseason roster. We only have 6 players that are confirmed to play next year for Dynamo 2, outside of some of the signings for the first team that we know for a fact are gonna play in Dynamo 2 to get some playing time, and the 6 full-time guys that we know already that were from this preseason have been like Sebastian Gonzalez, the 16-year-old midfielder that signed like a big contract for the first team.
Sebastian
Sebastian Gonzalez.
Rodriguez.
Oh, yeah. Sebastian Rodriguez, sorry. I was thinking about like Diego Gonzalez, sorry. But
just so we're clear, OSG corrected to Sebastian Rodriguez. Oh, Sebastian, you're listening, bro. It was OSG that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And he's right. No, you're good. It's a good correction, because it was Sebastian Rodriguez and the other one being Diego Gonzalez coming back this year.
Right.
And
that's 2/3 of our midfield.
Yeah. Right.
2/3
and
midfield,
that's a
bro.
compliment. That's a
Yes,
compliment.
yes, bro. Yes, that's fucking strong. That's strong.
And of course, Femi Awodesu being announced. Well, he announced himself like about a month before the club announced
Yeah,
it, so that was funny.
yeah. You think he's gonna get to start? Because let's
Yeah,
remember, Lampman is going off to college here in the next 3 or 4 weeks, so he's not going to get to start, and he's not going to get to play. If he gets to play, he might play a minutes or whatever, but he's going to go off to college, and so I don't expect him to play at all. So there's going to be 2 new center backs this year. Is he going to be one of them?
yes, because
Okay.
we lost so many defenders for Dynamo 2 this offseason. He's got a
Yeah,
good shot.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I look forward to it. I look forward to it. And is that Mikel's twin?
I guess, yeah, like they look so similar.
Yeah, yeah. That's Mikel's twin, huh? That's the English guy, right?
Yes. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
the English
And
kid, the English kid, I should say. Sorry, big ass dude. It looks like Mikel. Has the same build as Mikel. So yeah, I look forward to that and see. Hopefully, he can take charge of that back four for the dose. But remember, he's young. But I'll let you continue on with the people that have returned. 'Cause I think what was that, 3 out of the 6?
I think from here we do have the new incoming ones, and yet again that's as far as we know because these were officially announced by the Dynamo. And
Yeah,
well, one of the newcomers being Nico Hansen, not the former Dynamo forward Nico Hansen, but this goalkeeper Nico Hansen. So another
nah,
goalkeeper to stay in the competition.
yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
Not worried about
and
that.
also the forward that has been in the news since preseason began, Exonarsu. Like the rumor just started flowing around that the Dynamo gonna sign this Honduran forward to like a loan, and that ended up happening last week or a couple weeks ago, and it's final official. So he's gonna be on loan for Dynamo 2 for the rest of the season.
That'll be interesting to see what we do and see where he plays too. Is it going to be a left wing or is it going to be striker? Um, Zeke Soto. Uh, I don't know about him still. He's got some talent, but to me, he's just small, and I don't know. He's just a little different. Just a little different. Gets frustrated easy too. So uh, it'll be interesting to see what we do for the Dynamo, but for Dose. But the very last game the Dynamo played, man, you go through this roster and you're like, holy crap, bro. Like, Jesus Christ. So, top 3 starting. In the last game, that was a playoff game as well, was LaFleur, Evans, and Ndoye. LaFleur went to Philly, ACL, out for the season. Evans went to Carolina Core. Ndoye, I think, went to Carolina Core as well. Who knows? So they both left us. We were not expecting Evans and Ndoye to be on the team. We were hoping LaFleur was. So that's those 3. Diego Gonzalez is still there in the midfield. Sebastian Rodriguez is there in the midfield. Yair Gonzalez started there. He's obviously gone. He didn't make it through his loan. So that position's open. Who's going to start right there in that third spot in the midfield? Who's going to start in the top 3 up top for Dose? All right, then you got Morano was starting the left. Maples, Lampman, Juarez. So the back 4 will be 4 new back line players to start off this season. So Dose is going to be very different and very interesting. And again, I reiterate, listen to the show, and we'll keep you in tune with who the Dose players are, what their names are, how they're playing, how the games are going. We watch every single game. We attend every single game. Not just me, but there's a group of us. So if I say we, somebody in this group has attended the game, somebody went to the game, somebody went to the press conference, somebody saw the press conference, somebody watched the game. Guarantee we'll give you the notes, we'll bring you the news, and you just keep up, and you're gonna feel like you knew down a dose, and you hadn't been to a game yet. Now, why you haven't been to the game, I don't know. Go to a game. Sabercat Stadium, south side of Houston on 288, easy to get to. Come on, man, get out
Right
there.
next to HSP, yeah.
Yeah, right next. Yeah, that's right. Right next to the train center. Find it, bro. Get there. Go watch the team. check out your minor league
Yeah.
your soccer team. Oh, Miami just scored against Montreal. That sucks. But yeah, I reiterate. Sorry, man, interrupt. I was stuck because these guys scored. But go ahead, bro.
Yeah. No, yeah, like come to a game. Like for us, it's gonna be tricky because the game's on a Sunday and also living in Austin. It's not, so it's gonna make it weird, but we'll make it to as many games as we can, and it's always a good time, especially because uh the the vibe. It's a small stadium vibe. People are watching. It feels like high school soccer and college soccer. So if you have been to those games before, you're gonna see, you're gonna you're gonna feel that specific vibe too. And the last thing I wanted to mention, like before
It's
I
at
get into
5 o'clock on Sunday as well, so it's not too
yeah,
late.
well, yeah, I was also gonna say, I you missed one more player, and he's your favorite player. I don't know why you forgot about him.
He's my favorite player, and I don't know why I forgot him. Maples went to New Mexico, bro. Maples went to New
No, like
Mexico.
he's a beast, but like
Yeah,
I'm talking about
yeah.
like your actual favorite player.
My actual favorite player from Dose. Who's my?
Yeah,
Hold
like
on.
Chara.
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. I think he could perform well if his knees hold up. So yes, I do still have some faith in him and
Yeah.
some hope in him, and if he can perform correctly, then he's going to be a great bench addition to for Dynamo this season, which is a need right now because
Yeah, yeah,
he
that's
can play left or right. So yes. So I am a fan. I am a fan. You're right.
something to look forward to. We need more forwards, and
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
we have
Yeah.
forwards for the Dynamo 2. We have forwards for the Dash, and the first team just needs forwards. So
Yeah.
that's something to
Yeah.
look forward to.
So we'll be judging him really hard in the, So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, we'll definitely keep you in tune and see how the system's running. They play the same as Dynamo, so look forward to it, and hopefully we can get some players from down to Dose to help out with Dynamo this season. Until we can bring in some actual players and Pat get some actual signings in there and finishes cooking, because right now the water's boiling, but it's just not, the food's not cooking inside the water. So follow us, bro. Look forward to it.
Oh
Dose.
yeah,
We got all three games this weekend, and let me reiterate. You have Saturday at 6 o'clock at North Carolina. Dash is on the NWSL Plus network. At North Carolina, 6 o'clock. Dynamo are at home against Portland, 7:30 on Apple TV. On Sunday at 5 o'clock, Dose is at home against SKC2, which is a rivalry to start off the season. 5 o'clock as well, Sabres Cat Stadium, South Houston. It's not that bad of a drive, especially on a Sunday afternoon. So suck it up, Buttercups. I'm sure you'll find some friends there. I wish I could attend. If I I'm still trying to figure out if I'm going to be in Houston this weekend or not. Dash is making it difficult, but that comes with the territory and the job. So I think Dose starts off with a win to start the season.
no yeah, and I hope they win too because every time they lose, it's a bad time. And there's
Totally new roster, bro. So hopefully we don't have the same
yeah,
feelings.
yeah, and one thing I also wanted to mention, when it comes to like how this is gonna look like, a couple teams joined the league during the off season, so the league's gonna be expanded a little bit, and mostly because we're not gonna be
I don't
facing
care
those
about
teams
the
because they're like in the
expansion.
other conference.
Yeah, bro. We don't play Carolina,
Uh,
so who cares about those mother?
no, yeah, I was gonna say because more teams joined, then they expanded the playoff picture, so 8 teams are going to qualify for the playoffs this year. So we have so the good news is that we're gonna have more chance to qualify because there's more spots. So there's like to look
Yeah.
forward to. So the shootouts are staying. So pretty much if the game is in a tie, it's gonna go to shootout. There's no ties, and the winner gets the extra point. And the pick your opponent format is still gonna stay for the postseason. So the teams are gonna choose their opponents for the playoffs. For the first couple rounds, I believe, and yeah, so
Yeah.
more spots to compete for. So there's that going for us. So it's gonna be good.
Stupid schedule, so y'all be ready to watch a
Yep.
Wednesday or Thursday night Dynados game. So stupid schedule, stupid schedule, but still support your team and follow them if you can, and follow us, and we'll let you know if you can't follow them because we will. We'll follow them. We'll give you every detail we can, and it'll feel like you know that like you're watching them as well, and you'll know the team as well as we do. So yeah, that's what we do for you, man. Your soup is our soup, or our soup is your soup, is what I should have said, I guess.
Yep. And that's our soup. We're just Kenny
Yeah,
Bundy's army, going
yeah,
into his third year, coaching the team. So gotta defend
yeah,
them at all costs.
yeah, bro. Yeah, yeah. But I guess after that, now, what do we got to do? We got to move on to this second leg of the Columbus and Houston friggin' Champions Cup friggin' game. Jesus, I don't know if I'm looking forward to this. I might enjoy the commercial break better than the game itself. So I don't know. What do you want to do, bro?
Hey man, it's not a 9 p.m. kickoff, so I'm great. And
Yeah, five.
you just gotta hope for the best. You just gotta root for the team.
Yep.
Make sure. I hope they do well on the road, especially not the place that they're pretty strong. But at the same time, only one away goal gets you back into the game.
Yeah,
As long as you don't let them concede more.
up one
But
nothing.
two away goals, three away goals, four away goals. That'll be pretty good. So
Yeah,
we got that. We got that to look forward to.
yeah. Uh, it's definitely not a game to give up on. We don't know if they're going to rotate or not. So it's something like
Yeah.
like Armand kept reiterating on the Twitter space. Up, just score one goal, and it's tied 1-0, and it's tied. Boom, brand new game, brand new game, brand new game. After that, so what are you going to do? And now, granted, their stadium's probably going to be sold out for. Oh shoot, Montreal has scored again on Miami. It's 3-1. So what are you going to do? So I'm ready though. I'm ready. So I guess let's just do this Tuesday at 5 o'clock. I expect a rotated roster. I'll be interested to see what we do and how we do. So let's go.
Yep. And two Dynamo games to look forward to, and of course, the Dash and Dynamo 2 starting their seasons as well. So it's gonna be a busy week.
Yeah.
And I feel like we can definitely close out with
Yeah.
our good all recap for MLS.
Yeah, bro. So there's a lot going on. Like we said, we're watching we're watching the MLS right now, and it's Miami getting their butts kicked by Montreal at home, and of course there's no friggin' Messi. So they're gonna say this loss isn't true. This loss isn't true. Whatever. Shut up, you fools. But they're down. They're down. They're down 3-1. Cincinnati and DC United tied 0-0 today. Nashville and Galaxy tied 2-2 today. Philly again with another. Oh, sorry, that's not a tie. That's a suspended game, and I forgot to look to see what the hell happened right there and why that game got suspended. So,
Yeah, that was crazy though, and yeah, because the game, it was raining and the field flooded, and there was
okay.
no way they're gonna play that game. That stadium, the drainage in that stadium is horrible,
Oh,
and that
okay.
game had to
Well,
be suspended because of that.
that makes sense. What a way to get a bye off in the season already.
Yeah.
Moving on, Toronto beat Charlotte 1-0. New York lost to Portland 2-1. That's the Portland that's coming in this Saturday. Portland won a road game 2-1 at New York. Miami with a goal. Looks like Jordi Alba scores, so now it's 3-2 with 10 minutes to go. As we continue on, the goals are coming.
Right.
That's 3 goals in the past 7 minutes. It feels like because I feel like they've been celebrating. And how dumb. Let's see how they score. Boom. Yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty cool. Okay. All right. So Columbus Crew beat Chicago Fire 2-1. So Columbus is coming off a win, ready to face us at home. Be interesting to see what they do right there. Looking at their lineup real quick. Did they do anything really different? No, they didn't, so they might have to rotate themselves, which could be interesting. They might have to rotate, and we might not rotate. So, that could be very. Orlando at home. Orlando a surprise, man. They lost 3-2 to Minnesota, which is also a surprise. 3-2 at a road win. 3-2. Minnesota over Orlando. Red Bulls 2-1 over Dallas, so Dallas lost again. Atlanta 4-1 over Revolution. Austin, St. Louis 2-2. St. Louis had to come back both goals to tie that up, salvage that game. They did it in extra time as well. Colorado Rapids with the upset on Real Salt Lake 2-1, and Colorado actually looked good last night, finally for a change, and played well. Stefan made some good saves to keep them in the game, and they actually won the game, so good for them finally. LAFC Sporting 0-0, and then San Jose looks horrible. Looks like absolute dog crap, or San Jose crap. And they lost to Vancouver 2-0 on the road. San Jose was at home, sorry. They lost 2-0, so they're in a shit show right now, and even if you look at some of their experts, they're like, oh my god, what's going on here? They didn't spin. They're kind of in the same boat as us. So if we lose again, we might be just repeating the tweets that they just posted this weekend. So we definitely going to need a win next weekend. But that's the MLS update just for all the games going on. And like I said, we're recording, it's 3-2 Montreal over Miami. Suarez is in, so everybody but Messi is in. So Messi's not playing, but his friends are.
Well, Dynamo aren't playing, and that's all that matters.
That's
and
all that
all
matters.
we gotta do here is hope all 3 teams win next week, so we don't have to criticize anyone.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be the homework for all of our teams to win and
the only thing
mess.
The only thing I don't like about a bye is you get 0 points.
Yep.
So that's the only thing I don't like about it.
And the goodness is you get a break, so there's
yeah. You're not losing points either. So at the same time, you just don't get 0. You just get 0 points. But yeah.
So yeah, guys, all 3 teams are starting, so it's always good to stay updated with everything that we do.
Yeah.
All of our content, it's gonna be firing out all cylinders, so watch out for that. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a busy season, so get ready. And with that, as always, tune into, we give our updates on Dynamic Foxtrot, and it's gonna be insane.
Oh, the CCC coming up. Oh, Jesus.
But yeah, and as always, guys, I would appreciate your support. Keep listening to our episodes and sharing it. And as always, stay well, y'all.